reason I'm doing this, my parents are both public servants. They're career teachers in Trinidad. They taught me to respect and value public service and public education. And in the 10 years I've lived in Norwalk, when I think about the rich history and the culture and the beautiful diversity in our city and especially in our district, I think it is vital that we have a representative that embraces all of that and does not take it for granted. Now, I was not born and raised in Norwalk, but I think I have the second best distinction, which is that I got to choose to make Norwalk my home. And Norwalk is my home. I'm invested in the city. I'm invested in all of us. I want us to succeed. More than that, I want us all to be able to continue to afford living here. You may not have seen my names in the newspapers. You may not have seen me on television. A lot of the work that I've been doing is not the kind of stuff that gets media attention, right? Stuff like pushing for a stop sign at a dangerous intersection or fighting industrial pollution right here in South Norwalk. That's the kind of stuff that I want to continue doing as our state rep. Focusing on issues that affect us, issues like the economic insecurity that a lot of us still feel, all right? We go around South Norwalk, and South Norwalk, you see, is like a town on the move, right? We've got new apartment buildings, we've got the retail construction. That's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Norwalk as a city is growing at a time when many cities in Connecticut are struggling to grow. But my goal as our representative is to make sure that that growth does not happen in a way that privileges a select few when it comes to reaping those economic benefits. All right, there's the question of our public schools, and that's not an easy question to address all the time, but what we need is somebody who's going to be a nonstop advocate for our schools and our kids. Okay, maybe it's because of my parents, but I know that when we invest properly in public education, what we're investing in is long-term economic growth. And again, my goal as our representative is to be a strong partner for the city to make sure that we're offering cost-effective educational opportunities for parents and families. And there's a lot of things that can be done at the state level that will affect our lives here day to day, right? Issues like ensuring and improving continued affordable health care. Addressing gun violence as a public health epidemic, which is what it is. Treating drug addiction not as a crime, but as a medical issue, which is what it is. Being responsible with our environment, especially when it comes to the changing climate and our coastlines, and the well-being of the folks who live in Norwalk's industrial zones. The general question of equality, and we know that when we take care of the most vulnerable people in our community, right, we're talking about the poor, the working class, our senior citizens. When we do that, what we're doing is we're strengthening the legal protections for our society as a whole. Now, we may agree and disagree on a lot of these issues, and I think disagreement is healthy. I think it sometimes pushes us to better solutions. But we can't make progress unless we work together. Collaborating at the state and city level, and most importantly, collaborating as a community, because I'm not going to come up here and tell you that I have all the answers. And I think anybody who does that, of course, is not being straight with us. But as an educator myself, what I do every day is I try to get everybody on the same page. That's what the job is. And it's not always easy. And it's certainly not anybody's birthright. The person who deserves to be our state representative is the person who's going to work the hardest. And let me tell you, that's what I've been doing. In the past couple of weeks, I have knocked on a couple hundred doors. I've had conversations with a lot of people here in this room. We are lucky to have already made our fundraising goals because so many people have chipped in $5 here and there. My campaign has made hundreds of phone calls. And let me tell you, if I have not connected with you directly, I will. Because I am ready to do this work. I am ready to be our public servant. And I hope that nobody will take that for granted. I am very, very honored to call Norwalk my home. And as our state representative, I intend to make sure that Norwalk remains a welcoming and affordable home for all of us. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Thanks for taking part in the democratic process. I appreciate your support. Have a good night.